Hi, you're watching Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Novak Djokovic, a man who's ruled the tennis world for some time now, at 36, has redefined the sport. A man who fears nobody, but that was till the end of last year. This year has been a rather quiet one. From a winning streak and an intimidating force coming into the season to getting knocked out of the tournament in the third round itself, Djokovic seems to be in a bit of a rough patch. It's almost time for the French Open to begin, and he has no titles to show this year just yet. In the Italian Open, Djokovic was knocked out by Alejandro Tabilo, but before that, he was also accidentally hit by a fan's water bottle while he was signing autographs after his second round victory. Clearly, all is not going too well for this champion.
The year 2024 has been a weird one for this world number one, Novak Djokovic. Let's start at the Italian Open and work backwards, shall we? Djokovic was knocked out by Alejandro Tabilo in the third round of the tournament, and it wasn't just the defeat that caught the eye. Little-known Tabilo is ranked 29th in the world. Djokovic losing to him in straight sets was a bit of a shocker for him and his fans. But this tournament has been a bit strange for the Serb. After his second round win, in fact, Djokovic was knocked on the head by a bottle that had accidentally fallen out of a fan's hand. This was while he was signing autographs, and as soon as the bottle struck him, Djokovic clutched his head in pain and crumpled to the floor. People rushed in to help Djokovic, but things seemed fine the day after. Djokovic showed up to training, and his inimical humour was not amiss. He in fact turned up wearing a bike helmet over his white cap. He proceeded to sign some more autographs to a group of fans who saw the lighter side of this and laughed along. But Djokovic, after the loss, says the bottle incident possibly did more damage than he had thought at the time.
I think in the video you saw it very clearly. You know, it was a very unfortunate, unlucky situation for me. You know, I had headaches, but you know, the next day or yesterday was pretty fine. So I thought, you know, it's okay, but maybe it is okay, maybe it's not. I mean, the way I felt on the court today was just completely from. It's like a different player entered in my shoes. You know, it's just no rhythm, no tempo, no balance whatsoever on any shot. So it's a bit concerning.
Well, maybe he was bottled and that led to the loss. But there are bigger concerns right now that Djokovic has to face. Ever since his triumph at the French Open last year, the Serb has not been at his very best. It's his consistency and mental toughness that sets him apart from his competitors and has done so for years. But that same competitiveness hasn't come through these last few months. Apart from the 2023 Wimbledon Championship, where Djokovic dragged Carlos Alcaraz for a 5-set match, the Serb hasn't pushed his competitors. Yes, he still added a US Open title after the Wimbledon upset, but that was the last Grand Slam win. The Australian Open loss to Jannik Sinner hurt him hard. Djokovic hasn't won a single tournament. He lost to unseeded Luca Nardi at the Indian Wells Masters, then to Norway's Casper Ruud at the Monte Carlo Masters, and now this, the third round loss against Tabilo. Even the best encounter the unlikeliest of losses, but the reason we're forced to look more closely is because this comes at a phase when Djokovic is mentorless. This comes after he parted ways with Goran Ivanisevic and even hinted at the possibility of going without a coach for the next phase of his career. But can he get past his tussle with the bottle and bottling the tournament? Because the French Open is around the corner, then it's Wimbledon, and after that, the Olympics. He will step onto the clay-coated Roland Garros with the intention of defending the title. But there needs to be more than just that this time around.
Firstpost reports from the world's second largest continent. Hello, I'm Alison Lagrange. A very warm welcome from Durban, South Africa. We get you the news and the newsmakers from Africa. South Africa goes to the polls on the 29th of May. I will track the election and bring you ground reports. Is it the end of the road for the African National Congress? And will former President Jacob Zuma stage a dramatic comeback? From elections to climate change to innovations and opportunities. As the world's attention shifts, we report from Africa, the heart of the global south. Join me every weekday live on Firstpost.